And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel, here on a beautiful Saturday. We're off the turf, but that's okay. The sun is out. Classic Wildcat, the 11-year-old, gets to run. That's my key horse in the pick six. I think you keyed on him as well.
I did.
In the pick six. Nice day of racing today, even though we're off the turf. Nice carryover in the pick six, a little over 6,500 today.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, like I say, off the turf, we've got some of these races scratched down. And I'm going to go ahead and single to get it started. Classic Wildcat gets his wish. The race kind of coming off the turf. I know we wish the races would have stayed on and enhanced these pools and everything. But, yeah, looking forward to a beautiful day, though. Get outside, get yourself a little cocktail and some food and head out on the apron for some live racing. And we got a couple nuggets in here that might pay something.
It's still a holiday weekend. Everybody's off tomorrow, so come on out here. Enjoy a nice day at the races. Yeah, you don't have to be inside today. The sun's out. Get out on the apron, have a nice beverage, and enjoy the nice weather. So let's show you the track. Well, real quick, couple nice there's the track and the tracks, but a couple nice rides yesterday. Forrest Boyce in that 3-horse field with a real nice ride on that horse, and then Edgar Prado, the Hall of Famer, riding well. He had a nice ride on Kabang yesterday.
Kabang, nice ride. As you say, Forrest's horse, Grand Flora, in the shorter field.
That's right.
Stumbled about a stride out of the gate, was able to kind of get this horse, took the horse back, settled, and made a nice wide sweeping move, and then wore down the pace setter. So that was a good ride, $9. And look at that late pick 5. I mean, play along here, people. At 2,800, Stan. You had some okay prices, but I mean, 6, 7, 8. $8, 24, 9, 5, and 7. The little stranger was Ruby's Fire, and we talked about Ruby's Fire yesterday. Salzman finally got a clean trip on the main track. But you look at that combination of prices, you get 2,800.
All right,
foolish if you're not playing these multi-race gimmicks at Laurel.
All right, and you gave out the early pick 4 yesterday. Early pick 4. Okay. Guys, we're on a delay here on the TV screen. I don't know if that affects our live signal going out. Just letting you know we're on some kind of goofy delay going on here. But let's show the track conditions one more time here. Well, 58 and sunny today off the turf, but the main track is fast. Let's show you the main track again. They have it sealed up right now, but they'll open it up here on a beautiful day. I think the main track was playing pretty fair yesterday.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, you saw one of the winners, Blue Hen Madness. Got a nice ride by Chiappa. He kind of just raided along early and kind of turned away a threat mid-stretch, was down inside and like the 2-path most of the way.
All right, let's get right to it here in race 1. Race 1's going to kick off the early pick 5. It's a mandatory payout on that early pick 5 with an industry low 12% takeout. Starts here in the opener. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Maiden claiming 16,000 for 3-year-olds and upward here. Bunch of scratches. I end up on the 5, Mr. Small. Trainer Timmy Keefe, he keeps both of his runners in here. He's trying to pick up checks for his owners. He's not afraid to run on a nice fast track here when it comes off the turf. Forrest Boyce will be on the 5, Mr. Small. This horse taking a big drop from Maiden Special Weight, Maiden 40 Company to this level today. Trains on the main track here at Laurel Park. It's Forrest Boyce. We're both on the 5, Mr. Small.
Agreed. We're going to go ahead and run through the scratches here in the first race off the turf. 5.5 on the main track. Scratch the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 6, the 7, the 9, the 12, and the 13. I agree with you. Mr. Small, kind of, a free fall. Right now, today should be the day you would think for this 3-year-old gelding by Oriente, Chase Sumi, Cobb, better horses 2 races back at 7 furlongs, shortening up. I think this horse can even rate if necessary, but might go ahead and just take it right to him.
All right, so we're both on the 5, Mr. Small. I like the 11 and the Exacta Cannon's Roar. Decent third last out on the main track for trainer Greg Wilson. Kevin Gomez will ride this horse. Should get a nice trouble-free trip closing on the outside. Greg Wilson, small outfit, but he does a nice job here. Had a big upset winner about a month ago with Beltway Bob. So he can get the job done. Greg Wilson, the owner-trainer here of the 11 Cannon's Roar.
Yeah, doesn't have a lot of horses right now. Used to be a really strong mainstay on the Maryland circuit, but Greg Wilson doing well with what he's got. And we anticipated a little improvement from Cannon's Roar last time out. We got it at a big price at 23-1, a good rallying third. Is there going to be enough speed up front to set it up for Cannon's Roar in this shorter field? Now, I thought Offshore Trip was going to offer some speed to maybe challenge Mr. Small, but looking at it now, Mr. Small might be go ahead right on the engine. The other Tim Keefe horse, the 10, Enchanted Evening, I think is worth a look. Stan took some play. This 3-year-old filly took some play. The girl taking on the boys took some play in debut in a maiden special weight race. Didn't run awful back at the beginning of the year, has kind of improved the last 2 on the turf. Girl taking on the boys, but in this shorter field, I think she's got a shot.
Yeah, sure. And she's a 3-year-old filly, so she gets some weight off here going against the boys. So heads up move there by Timmy Keefe, keeping this filly in the race here in the opener. So we're both on the 5. Mr. Small, let's take a look here at the second race to kick off the early pick 4. You gave out the early pick 4 yesterday. Nice job. Let's take a look here at the second, going 6 furlongs on the main track, 25,000 starter allowance contest here, and I end up on the 1. Mr. Smarty Pants. Looks like this could be a nice claim for trainer Mary Epler. 3-year-old son. Congrats. Decent third last out at this level, going a mile. Got to the lead early that day and got a little tired and finished third. Now cutting back in distance. I love that. Mary Epler, she's 20% with a nice positive ROI. First off the claim, she gets her main jock, Horacio Caramanos. They're 20% together here at Laurel Park from 145 horse sampling and a positive ROI. So we're both on the 1, Mr. Smarty Pants here. Well, I'm on the 1 here in the second.
I'm on him as well. I'm a little bit leery, taking a shorter price. He's down inside, but his last 2 dirt races, at Laurel, are better than the rest of this field. I think he's faced a little bit better company, was down inside, shortens up, and he's shown a rating gear. The 3-back try when breaking the maiden for 40 was able to sit off a brisk pace and go on with it and widen. But I don't know if he's going to get a comfortable trip. He's going to have to be maybe sent out to get early position, Stan. The 8 Smart Royalty from the outside is a horse that has some speed, adding the blinkers first off the claim for Damon Dilladovico. Legal Precedent intrigues me. I think he's going to escape at a little bit of a price. I don't know where the speed's been his last 4 tries. He used to have a good turn of foot. Towards the inside, the last 2, maybe that's hampered his style. He gets a Costa. Maybe an aggressive ride out of the gate will enhance his chances. I like him as a price shot in race number 2.
And we both like the 6, Nicholas and me. A sharp win last out against Maiden 40,000 company here at Laurel, going 7 furlongs. Dale Capuano jumped in, claimed him for 40,000. Could be a nice claim here. 3-year-old by Union Rags out of a Giants Causeway mare, so some nice breeding there. Now he's in a hot barn. First off the claim, you get the leading rider, Javion Toledo. This could be a nice claim here, Nicholas and me.
Yeah, sandwiched in between a couple of next out winners at Belmont. They came down here and got the job done at a short price at 4 to 5. Got a kind of a real dream trip as well, too. They, was able to kind of sit up close to a softer pace, drifted a little bit to the best part of the track and got it done. I think we'll have to move up a little bit. Going to be a shorter price. He'll take plenty of play in here. I'm looking for some value underneath. Legal Precedent, the 2, maybe McPherson. One first time as a gelding on the dirt last time out. I like the protect move. This horse is not back in for a tag. They reached and grabbed this horse back in May for 30 at Churchill, expecting bigger and better things. Maybe the horse has got it all together right now.
And the 3 Super Buddy I use in the mix here. I think this horse is better than what we've seen the last couple races. That was a nice maiden win back in July here at Laurel Park against Maiden 40,000. And the horse needed a couple months off. Came back at a wide trip against Maryland Bred Allowance Company, won by Lewis Fields. That was a tough race. Didn't like the turf last out. The Hall of Famer Edgar Prado stays aboard today. This looks like a closing sprinter. At least that's how he won his maiden race. So the 3 Super Buddy could wake up here today for Ferris Allen with Edgar Prado aboard.
Okay. This is not a real easy race to kind of get through. Mr. Smarty Pants, he better be tied on.
Yep.
If he's going to get it done at a short price. But the barn is heating back up. Like I say, McPherson. I'm just trying to think anybody else in here, Stan. Yeah, Super Buddy, a couple races back against Perennial. Another Jason Egan horse won a state-bred allowance by Open Links at Penn National. So he keys up against the right kind. And talk about Legal President out of the Corjon race, who won the 3-in-life condition for 25.
How about the 7? My Dad Floyd has some speed with Elvis Trujillo on the outside. Just broke the maiden against New York breds, maiden 25. That's the bottom up there at New York, so that's not a tough race at all. But did get a nice 66 buyer up there. But should get a nice trip with that early speed on the outside with the hot new jock in town, Elvis Trujillo.
He's got some speed. He'll maybe kind of help set things up for Mr. Smarty Pants or maybe McPherson from the back of the pack.
All right, so a competitive little starter allowance there to start the early pick 4 in the second race. Let's take a look here at the third, going 5.5 furlongs on the main track. A nice first level allowance contest for 2-year-olds. Optional claiming 50,000, and I end up on the 2. One more great time, my top pick. I wanted to stick with the 5, Nautical Nature, who was my top pick on the turf, and I almost stayed with the 5 here on the main track. But the 2, One More Great Time, just looks too good for Jerry Robb. This 2-year-old by Great Notions, never been off the board in 5 starts, coming out of the Maryland Million Nursery, a good third that day to Clever Mind. Jamaican Don would come right back to win. So this horse been running against some good company. He can go the front if he breaks sharp on the inside with Angel Cruz. He doesn't have to have the lead. He ran probably his best race last out, coming off the pace in the Maryland Million Nursery. So we're both on the 2, One More Great Time in the third.
Yeah, I am showing an ability to the right boy. Looked like a winner last time. We liked him and just couldn't get it done. Clever Mind shortening up to the 5.5 should be good. He's going to come well, down off of that 4-1.
Sure.
Very well could be favored in this race. Looking for a little value underneath. How about Take Warning for trainer Gina Rosenthal? Kind of got back on track, back to a distance that he might prefer. I know it was on a muddy sealed surface last time and rode the wave of the racetrack. But some suspect horses now. You've got Nautical Nature. Is he better on turf? Divine Entry, is he better on turf? We don't know.
Right.
I think looking for a little bit of value. This horse showed a little potential early on in the career, maybe kind of putting it together as well. Right now, Take Warning is your price user, but One More Great Time, I think he should be 1-2 given a good trip.
Yeah, so we're both on the 2. The 5, Nautical Nature. This horse came out running by the Factor. It was very fast, sprinting on the turf. Got a 66 buyer when he won wire to wire in debut. Clouded Judgment, who was second in that race, came back to win. This horse with a nice little maintenance half-mile work up at Park since the debut win. Kate DeMasi, very good trainer. She gets to Hall of Famer Edgar Prado. This horse could be a stone-cold runner on the main track as well by the Factor. Why not?
Yeah, very sharp in debut. Really liked the effort. Broke sharp, cleared away from a bigger field, and really held firm through the stretch. The Factors, they can pretty much run on anything. Yeah. The 8, Blame It on Honey, might be a speed presence. Last time out, kind of bumped around at the break. Did rate off of the speed before making a move. Now, they didn't go too quick. That was the day where a different style got away with a slower first quarter and just kind of kicked away from the field. Like Blame It on Honey, maybe just one-dimensional here and try to send. That could, be a little bit of a factor and kind of take something out of Nautical Nature.
And interesting, Javion Toledo ended up on both horses when it came off the turf. Toledo was named on the 3, Old Fashioned Club, and on the 8, Blame It on Honey. Toledo, your leading rider, stays on the 8, Blame It on Honey. For trainer Tony Ferrier, make the rider on the 3, Old Fashioned Club, Julian Pimentel. Pimentel on the 3 here in the third race. Let's get a quick commercial break. We both have a ticket for the Rainbow Pick 6 today. Everybody should have a ticket. It's a nice carryover, a little over 6,500. Starts in race 4. We'll take a look right after this.
In the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Either way, you win. Have a stake in the race with Express Bet.
All right, welcome back here today. The race is presented by Fidelity First. I'm your host, Stan Salter. Keith Fustel here. And on a beautiful Saturday, we're off the turf, but that's all right. Still some nice races, nice carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6 today. It starts in race 4. The carryover is 6,522. They'll put at least 5,000 new money into it today. We had some singles alive in the last race yesterday for a little over 8,500. So if you can be live and be a single in the Pick 6, you're sitting on a nice score. So jump on in today in the Rainbow Pick 6. Let's take a look at Keith's ticket first for the Pick 6 here. There you go, $28.80 ticket.
Okay, yeah. So single it up. We got to get it started with a single to keep this thing reasonable. We're going to go with the 12 Classic Wildcat. I caught him last time. Hopefully he'll come right back to win today. Race 5, 3D with the 3, the 4, and the 5. A little price shot with Grease Lightning. Will come down now off of that 8-1 morning line due to some scratches in there in the race 5. Scratch the 1, 6, and 8. We're going to go 3, 4, and 5 in the second leg. Race 6, 1, 2, 5, and 7. Come back in race 7 with the 2 and the 7 Jump Master and the favorite Hidden Funds. Too deep in the 8th with the now will be the 1A, but the 1 Keep Your Distance and the 8 Victory Rally. And the 9th, wrap it up with the 8, the 9, and the 10. Maybe the Frock Boys can blow it up and kind of gives a shot for a good price.
So just real quick, keep that ticket up for a second. In the 8th race, the plain one is a scratch now. However, the 1A, who keep your distance, who might be the better part of the entry, the 1A stays in. So I like the 1A. In fact, I single on the 1. Now the 1A in race 8. So let's take a look here at my ticket here. $40 ticket for me here in the Rainbow Pick 6. There we go. I'm going to single on the 11-year-old as well. Classic Wildcat here, number 12 in race 4 for the Hall of Famer King T. Leatherberry. This 11-year-old's in great form. Won his last race here at this level here at Laurel Park. Looking for his 20th career win here at Laurel Park. The 11-year-old classic Wildcat with the leading rider, Jevion Toledo. I'll key on that horse. Race 5, the nice Donna Freyer 2-year-old filly stake. I'm going to use the 4 Wise Gal and the 9 Capella Starlight. Race 6, I'm going 5 deep there in race 6. That's an open 20,000 claimer, 1 mile on the main track using the 1, 2, 3, 7. And I'm going to use a 12 as well. This horse could blow up the pick 6. Everybody's going to forget about Captain Dixie, the 6-year-old making his dirt debut today. I'll use the 12 Captain Dixie, though. A sneaky good horse maybe in race 6. Going 4 deep there in the Christopher Elzer Memorial. I think that's wide open. I'll use 4 runners in there. I like the 4 Love's Last Dash on top with Prado. And then so my single is going to be the 1A now in race 8. That's a nice allowance race. Philly Mare is going 1 mile. Scratch the 1 Tiger Eyes. But the 1A, keep your distance, just as good, maybe even better for trainer Kieran McGee, Horacio Caramano. So the 1A for me there in race 8. And then I'm going 5 deep in the finale. That's a wide open, claiming 15,000 2-year-old fillies 3/4 on the main track. I'll go 5 deep there in the 9th race. So I spent a little bit more than you, $48 ticket. Maybe combine both our tickets and throw some other horses on there and take a shot at the pick 6 today. Let's take a look here at the first leg, claiming 7,500. 5.5 on the main track. Race 4 also kicks off the middle pick 4. Bunch of scratches, and Leatherberry gets his wish here with the 11-year-old classic Wildcat. He's made over $435,000, looking for his 27th lifetime win today. He's won 2 of his last 3, and he was much the best in his last race. And he'll get the same kind of trouble-free trip on the outside. Toledo comes 7-8 wide, just coming around everybody, turning for home. We're both on the 12 here in race 4.
Yeah, and he should be fairly close by the time they turn for home. Last time I had kind of drugged Toledo right up towards the leaders mid-turn and edge clear and then held sway late. Demon Buster really kind of has gone off form, it looks like, but against this field, he could be the speed of the speed. Yeah. Probably going to go ahead and be sent by the young apprentice Jose Bracho and try to steal it on the front end. But I think classic Wildcat will keep him in his sights and be able to kind of wear him down through the last 3/16 of a mile. Ruthless Blue did make an okay run in that race. It was a kind of a tightened up field mid-turn. This horse tried to go inside the worst part of the racetrack and didn't really give away too badly the last 16th of a mile. Ruthless Blue should be improving off of that effort when this track is a little bit more fair right now.
All right, so we're both on the same 4 horses, 6-horse field here in the 4th race, and we both like all the outside horses to kick off the pick 6. We're both keying on the 12 Classic Wildcat. All right, race 5 is the first of 2 stake races this afternoon. Race 5 also kicks off the late pick 5, industry low, 12% takeout on the late pick 5. Starts here in the 5th race. The Donna Freyer for 2-year-old fillies, $50,000 stake, going 6 furlongs on the main track. Let's show you Wise Gal's win in the Salima. This was going 6 furlongs on the turf. This was her second win here at Laurel Park on the turf, and then they tried going a mile on the turf at Aqueduct against Stakes Company. She ran okay up there, finished 7th, beating 6.5 lengths up there, but she was an impressive winner here on the turf. She's by Einstein. Einstein was a graded stakes winner on the turf synthetic and the main track. She trains here at Laurel Park. Some nice works on the tab here at Laurel Park for trainer Dove Houghton. Stevie Hamilton knows her well. I think Wise Gal will be tough here on the main track. She looks much the best on paper, at least.
Yeah, I mean, this was a little tricky for me to line. Now she's going to definitely come down with a couple of these scratches, especially the 6 and the 8 coming out. I don't know how much play the 1 would have gotten in here, but Wise Gal, you know, you're looking at a horse that looks like she wants to be a 1-run sprinter. I mean, she really unleashed a good kick on the turf in the Salima. At the mile distance, not so sure. And on the bottom side, you're looking, Spirited Game was 6 for 12 sprinting on the main track. So I think she's going to be able to handle it. Einstein won on the dirt. I think he might have won the Clark or something. He ran up to a 103 buyer on the dirt. So top and bottom should be okay. This horse has a half brother by Pure Prize who also ran like a mid-70 when winning on the dirt. So Wise Gal going to be awfully tough in this Donna Fryer. Grease Lightning, I'm going to try to upset the apple cart here with the 3. First time off the claim for Dale Capuano. This is a filly, showed a little bit of potential sprinting back in the debut for 40, and then that maiden special weight race ran behind Her Cat Will Fool You. Enchanted Star. He's up against the right kind of horses. Enchanted Star is a stakes winner since at Delaware. Grease Lightning, the blinkers went on the last 2. Maybe the light has gone on for that one, going for a little bit better price.
Yeah, it was a nice win going a mile last out. Last few races have been going a mile, so cutting back in distance. If there's a fast early pace, it could provide a nice setup here for the 3. Grease Lightning should be coming late with your leading rider, Jevion Toledo. Yeah, if Wise Gal doesn't like this, doesn't like the main track here in this race, it could be wide open. Trainer Hammy Smith has a long shot in here. The 7, Fannie Bell Fleming, had a nice maiden win here at Laurel Park, going 5 furlongs. Been running against Tough Allowance Company, Maryland Million Company. Since then, here's what Trainer Hammy Smith has to say about the Donna Freyer Stakes today.
Well, I've got 1 or 2 for each race. I don't know about how good they are, but I'm glad to see them running the race here in Maryland. I thought they'd be more popular down here than we're up at Parks, but hopefully they both feel well and we get good competition in there and make it look good anyway.
All right, so yeah, he's happy these races are here.
Yeah.
Of course, his brother Gory Smith has a very popular training center down in South Carolina, the Ellery Training Center. You announced the Ellery Trials down there. South Carolina, big horse racing state. You have the McCutcheon Training Center down there, Webb Carroll. You have Aiken, Camden, a big horse racing state down there in South Carolina. So this is a nice little partnership Maryland Racing has now with South Carolina, and guys like Hammy Smith very happy about it.
Absolutely. Like I say, it's a great event. If you've never been, take a little trip down to Ellery. Great hospitality, good racing, a lot of fun. We've got the quarter horses, we got the 2-year-olds. We've got some of the older horses. They might stretch a race to 5/8 of a mile here and there, but it's really a really good time. The whole crew, they do a phenomenal job year in and year out. I'm always pulling for them when they're running their horses up here.
What do you think of ham bone here with this filly?
You key up Pikachu Princess, and in the last, it's good enough. I mean, that's not too bad. Might need a little bit more flow, but at least proven that she can run okay on the dirt, which some of these others, they really haven't run fast. And that's the key with the 5. I think this might be the sneaky horse off my stage. A $65,000 purchase, half to a 10-time winner, the Morning Guys, who we're familiar with from running in the Mid-Atlantic. I think maybe they've targeted this race all along. Look at the workouts. The Lasix is on. All 4 foals are winners. This horse very well could be live. Tab the total on this one. I think this horse is going to get some play.
All right, nice little 2-year-old stake here for 2-year-old fillies. We have another stake coming up in race 7, but let's talk about the 6th race real quick. 6th race going to kick off the late pick 4. We're going a flat mile on the main track, claiming 20,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, and make the rider on the 2, Dat Melody, Edgar Prado on the 2, Dat Melody. Sheldon Russell stays on the 7, Monkey's Medal. I end up with the 2, Dat Melody, my top pick here for trainer Carl Duran. This horse 3 for 5 in the money at Laurel Park with a win. A very good game 3rd last out behind Flash McCall, who came with a wide rally that day. Zinger was very tough. Dat Melody gave them all that they could handle, only beaten 3/4 of a length last out against a tough 2 other than allowance field. This race may be a little easier today. Dat Melody be forwardly placed with the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado. Doesn't have to have the lead. Prado probably try to get a nice stalking trip here on the 2, Dat Melody, my top pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 1, Negrito, out of that same race on October the 30th behind Flash McCall and Zinger. And the fate might have been sealed when this horse drew the rail in that race. An 8-horse field, Negrito was down inside and really just didn't kick on with the leaders, pinned inside, and really didn't look comfortable. Back today, maybe a little shorter field. I think this horse can get out, get position, and turn the tables with maybe a stalking pounce kind of move. This horse might be aggressively ridden to the front, but damage control has the speed. I think this horse should go back to the race on the 14th, can go ahead and stalk and move on with it.
And you get Pimentel on the 1, Negrito, looking for his 11th lifetime win here at Laurel Park. So I like the 1. The 3, I think, be right there. Cousin Steven has been very consistent his last 5 races. He hasn't been off the board for trainer Jamie Ness. Nice win last out by 10 1/4 against Open 12-5, going a mile at Park. Parks. He's a 3-time winner going a mile. It's a tougher race today, but you get the leading rider, Javion Toledo, aboard here for Jamie Ness. I think the 3 could be there. I'm 5 deep here on my pick 6 ticket in race 6. I'm using a 1, 2, 3, 7, and the 12.
Yeah, this is a race where it's really kind of hard to drum up a single, maybe even 2 horses to narrow it down to. The 7, Monkey's Medal, might hold some value still. Russell stays.
Yeah.
We've seen this horse run some races good enough to win it. Now, he's going to have to improve a little bit off of that last race where we liked him at a short price. He's going to hedge up probably in that 9-2 range, I think, when it's all said and done. Might get 6-1 on Monkey's Medal. He's a grinder, and looking in the grid on that Melody, very similar running styles. Maybe they kind of tie themselves up in a duel at the head of the stretch, and he's the kind of the survivor, maybe along with the 5, Primetime Man, who ran better than what I thought he would last time. And I like the protect move up for Kieran. Primetime Man's going to be tough. He's moving in the right direction.
Sneaky horse maybe in this race 6 to 12. Captain Dixie, 6-year-olds made over 270,000 on the turf. He's run 24 times on the turf with 5 wins. This will be his first start on the main track. Trainer Catherine Nielsen, good trainer. She's a steeplechase trainer, so she probably claimed this horse for 12-5, thinking they're going to run the horse over jumps eventually. But a nice win last out, going 7.5 furlongs on the turf at Delaware against Open 12-5 Company, a strong 78 buyer. So we know Captain Dixie's in good form right now, trying the dirt here for the first time with Steve Hamilton. If this horse wins, that could be the blow-up horse in the pick 6.
That's the one nice thing about the whole sequence. Yeah, we've been knocked down a little bit with these turf races going to the main track, but I think Classic Wildcat might be the best single. I would hope. We're hoping for it, but I mean, from there on, I don't know. I don't know if you can. I know you found one in one of the other races, but I think it's a tricky little go after that.
Well, let's take a look here at the second stake race of the afternoon. Race 7, the Christopher Elzer Memorial, $50,000 stake for 2-year-olds. Going 6 furlongs on the main track, and the 7 Hidden Fun's going to be a heavy favorite in here for trainer Mike Pino. Let's show you his race back on September 29th, going a mile here at Laurel Park. A good third against Allowance Company. Here's the start.
You pick up the start, and there's the stumble. You don't want to see that, but this horse has had some issues. Thanks, guys. We're going to show that one more time. You see bobbled on the short comment, stumbled off slow. He's going to have to get a better break. But you got to like the way that Hidden Funds kind of battled back after that race, after that poor start, I should say. Smooth B, kind of the key horse. He keys up with the horse. I'm going to pick on top in here, Jump Master. But Hidden Funds comes back, eases out a little bit, and keeps on gamely to the wire against really the grain of the racetrack. Kind of picked it up late when moving up a little bit further off of the rail. Hidden Funds, he's another one. Hasn't sprinted in 3 starts. Has been running at the mile distance, the last 2 at 1 turn. He's going to have to show maybe he can come from a little bit further off the pace and make one run into them. He's going to be tough. I mean, you look at his last 3 numbers. A little bit kind of towering off the rest of the field, but the 2 Jump Master, the blinkers go on. Keys up against Smooth B. Showed good speed. This horse goes right to the front with Acosta with a good break, and I think he's going to be tough to catch.
Well, I love the cutback in distance on the 7 Hidden Funds. I like the 2 Jump Master with blinkers on for trainer Lupe Preciado. I'm going to go with the 4 on top, though. Love's Last Dash. I think it's a well-bred 2-year-old by Not for Love for trainer Keith Nations. Second-time Lasix last out was a winning effort against Maiden 40,000 Company. It was like a Maiden special weight. Brian Pedroza was aboard for this win. A good win by a length and a quarter. Going away here at the wire. This was his 3rd career start. He's improved in each and every race. His first couple races, he was a closing sprinter. This race, he had a nice stalking trip and got to the lead early. So he's versatile. He can go to the front or get a nice stalking trip. I think he'll get a nice stalking trip today with the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado. My top pick here, the 4 Love's Last Dash.
Got to like the dam.
Yeah.
Kardashian.
I like the name. Yeah.
We'll have some fun with those foals, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Gary Capuano with a long shot in here. 2-year-old son of Whirlin' Curlin. Gary Capuano won this race last year when it was at Parks with O'Dianice, so he's happy to see these races in Maryland. Let's hear what Gary Capuano had to say about Whirlin' Curlin and both of these 2-year-old stakes.
Well, I have a couple nominated. Last year we won it with O'Dianice's at Parks. We do have 2 that we might take a shot at. One, Whirlin' Curlin, he's got a little bit of a chance depending on how the race comes up. Then I have another one that's a fairly cheap maiden. I don't know how the race is going to come up, but we might end up in there just to take a look. But we'll see how the race comes up. But it'll be fun anyway. You know, we got a couple chances.
All right, so he's happy both these races are here. Whirling Curlin, a well-bred 2-year-old son of Curlin out of Lexington girl. This guy's a half-brother to Lexington Street. It was the stakes winner, I believe, here at Laurel Park. This guy's he's been an underperformer so far. The sharp bullet work on November 15th, trying to get him in good form. I didn't get a rider yet on the 8 Whirling Curlin. Still waiting on a rider there on the 8, but maybe a long shot play here for a good barn.
We've seen major form reversals with Gary Capuano runners early in their career. They make the first, second, third start, and this horse really hasn't had a fair chance. Sloppy sealed surface and debut took play into Believe in Royalty and Broad Surprise into a couple good horses, and then last time out a yielding turf course. Now gets probably what he wants, a fast track. It would not surprise me in the least if he makes a run from the back of the pack.
Okay, and we're still waiting on a rider there for the 8 Whirling Curlin. So we'll see who ends up on that horse. Let's take a look at the 8th race to kick off the late daily double. We're going a flat mile on the main track here. First level allowance contest for filly mares. The plain one is scratched, but the 1A does run. Keep your distance, and that's going to be my top pick, Horacio Caramanos, on this 3-year-old filly for trainer Kieran McGee. She's won 3 of her last 4, and she's won her last 3 races on the main track, so she's in very good form. She's 4 for 4 in the money going a mile, a win, a second, and 2/3. So I have the 1A on top, and I'm going to end up keying on this horse in my pick 6.
Right to the front, it looks like for her. She's awfully quick. I didn't think she was going to have that kind of speed last time out. She did. She lasted over Shinkinson, who I believe was a horse, might have been dropping out of a 2 other than, if I'm not mistaken. Sneaky Betty, first off the claim for Mike Juralis. Wanted the main track, gets the main track first off the claim. Claim for a reason. 71 buyer, good enough. That might be enough to get it done. We'll get a stalking trip. And you gotta like the 8 Victory Rally a little bit. That was a pretty impressive move last time out. That was first time Lasix on the main track. Off of a duel. You see the short comment, cruised up 4 wide, driving. Plenty in reserve on the turn and showed it. Really sustained nicely and kicked on through the final quarter of a mile. Victory Rally looks like an improving type for Michael Matz.
Yeah, I like the 8 a lot. With Edgar Prado, I'll use the 8. And the Exacta, that was a big win last out for this Jumpstart filly, so she's going in the right direction. 1A, 8 for me, 8 1A for Keith here. The 12 we both have here in our top 3 on the outside. Sneaky Betty looks like a nice claim for trainer Mike Juralis. They went down to Keeneland, and they got this 3-year-old daughter of Mineshaft for $30,000 down there. She's won 2 in a row in Kentucky, 1 at Churchill to break her maiden, and then going long at Keeneland against 30,000 2 life. So she's in very good form right now. She's 2 for 2 at this show. Well, she's that's wrong, but she likes she's 2 for 2 going long in her last 2 races. On the main track.
Yeah, I think she's going to be fine in here. Be the next out winner. Awfully scary. And then you got the least expected Trombetta move. Rock Sapphire in good form. Now tries the dirt for the first time. And once again, it's hard to pinpoint a single through these later races.
You'll get a nice price there on the 11 Rock Sapphire with Forrest Boyce aboard. In the 8th race. Okay, we're almost out of time. Let's take a look at the 9th race. I'm 5 deep here on my pick 6 ticket using the 2, 4, 8, 9, 10. I think it's wide open. Claiming $15,000 for 2-year-old fillies, 3/4 on the main track. I go with the 10. Sing Dixie Charge. Well spotted here for trainer Jamie Ness. She's won her last 2 in a row. He doesn't get crazy or anything. Puts her right back in here. She's in for $12,000, so you get all the weight off, especially with the 5-pound apprentice Jose Bracho, who's won 3 races here this fall. So this is speed on the outside. Sing Dixie Charge, looking for a 3rd win in a row.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get by her. She got away with kind of a soft opening quarter in that race. Not a real demanding half, and was able to last over Dancer Stroll. Dancer Stroll, I think, just needs a better break. You see that last time out. Bobbled, had to kind of work her way between horses, and was getting to the winner at the end. The extra 16th of a mile might be the key to turn the tables on Sing Dixie Charge. And 4-7, improving for Snake Frocking. It was kind of rushed early into the pace. Maybe they'll kind of just let this horse come out, get position, and make one run.
We'll get a nice price there on the 8, 4 score, and 7. We both have that horse on our pick 6 ticket. You said earlier Frock could have a big day today, right?
Well, he's got one. This would make the day.
That would make the day. Nice 8-1.
It's always a big day for Frock. They love it.
They have a good time.
Yeah,
out
man,
here.
they have a great time.
After a nice win the other day with that P&H horse.
Yep.
All right, Charlie L. Frock 8-1 in the last race there with the 8-4 score and 7. That's it. We're out of time. The tractors are out, opening the track. We'll have a nice main fast track today. Nice carryover in the pick 6 over 6,500. That starts race 4 today. Good luck. Rodman coming up next with all your changes.
Good luck.